Hey guys, Christian with my awesome detailer here, and today I'm going to talk to you about what is the best wax, the best form of protection for your RV. So I have here a lot of my favorites, some really popular ones, big name waxes, sealants. We got spray waxes, liquid waxes, spray sealants, liquid crystal, paste waxes, ceramic coatings. We're going to talk about all of them and figure out which ones are the best for your RV. So we're going to go ahead and start with one everyone is absolutely aware of is your traditional paste waxes, specifically cleaner waxes. Almost anyone I can mention a cleaner wax, they've heard of it, they know what it is, they know what it looks like, they're familiar with the old tin cans. It's going to have your hard paste in here, comes with a little foam soft applicator pad, and so the big thing about these, it even tells you right on top, cleans, polishes, and protects in one easy step. So the whole idea behind a cleaner wax is to be able to clean whatever surface it is. So that doesn't mean that if you have a dirty panel with like mud or thick grime on it, you don't wash it off first. But it's going to clean, so after you've washed, it's going to do a deeper cleaning of the surface, and it's going to have polish. It has micro little abrasives in here. They're going to cut away any kind of minor defects. And when we're saying minor defects with something like this, and you're applying it with a very soft foam applicator pad from a paste wax by hand, we're talking extraordinarily minor defects. It's not going to cut very deep. It's just not going to make it happen. And then it has our wax in there. So basically, it's going to clean the surface a little bit more, take away some minor defects, remove some oxidation, and then leave our wax behind. In terms of using something like this, paste wax for an RV, I've noticed a lot of people still believe that this is the best form. This is what you need to be using. They think that if they coat the front cap with this, the bugs are going to wipe off way easier. And typically that idea is because it's a physically hard paste wax, so it gives the idea that it's tough, it's durable. You know, there's actually a nice thick coat on top of it. Some people even put multiple coats of this on their RVs, on their boats, on their trucks, on their cars. But the truth is that it just does not work that way. Paste waxes are one of the oldest formulas in the book. In today's world, they're not, in my opinion, and many of the detailers that I'm associated with, this is not the go-to as far as maximum durability, longevity, not even for ease of use. This isn't the way to go for a lot of reasons. One, paste waxes, these are as close to natural waxes. I don't know how natural the waxes are in these cans now, but the basic idea is that a wax occurs naturally, and so there's nothing synthetic about it. I'm sure this one has some synthetic properties, but because of that natural, not chemically made in a lab type deal, it doesn't last as long, so it burns up in heat like that, man. Bugs, road grime, metals, any kind of pollutions really kill waxes like these. So not only does it take an extremely long time to put it on, it doesn't even provide the same layer of protection. At one time, this would have been the go-to, this would have been the thing, but in today's world, it just doesn't provide much protection. You'd probably get 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month out of a wax like this, and even in that time, it wouldn't be as hydrophobic, it wouldn't provide the same amount of gloss, it doesn't have the same cutting abilities, especially being that you're applying it with a foam pad. So this most certainly would not be what you're going to want to put on an RV for all of the reasons I just listed, and also because it's so massive. Those things are enormous. It would take you days, several days. If you had a 45-foot fifth wheel motorhome Class A, it would take you days to get that surface prepped and to put this on by hand, especially being that there is a cure time for most of these. So you're going to put it on, let it sit, have to climb back up later. So I'm going to go ahead and X this one out. In my opinion, absolutely probably the worst one for your RV. Next up, an extremely common way to wax the RV or to seal it is with a spray wax. So a lot of folks will ask, does a spray wax really even do anything? Honestly, does it really protect? How can it? You know, it's just this liquid thing in here, a little milky. How can that possibly provide the same protection that this hard wax does? You can't even layer these, you know. That's also another myth with these. You can't layer them. If you try to put on a second coat, you're just removing the first one and replacing it with the second one. But anyways, so that's the idea behind these. But in today's modern, advanced detailing world, a lot of these spray waxes, these are technically sealants. They're synthetically made in a lab, so they're not very much natural wax at all. They probably contain a little bit of carnauba wax in here, and so they can still get away with calling it a wax, but more of a spray sealant. But anyways, in today's, you know, with all of the advances the detailing industry has made, these waxes actually last a very long time. Here, this one even states on the bottle that it can protect for up to 5 months. Excuse me, sneezing out here. But that it will protect for up to 5 months with one application. It's non-abrasive. It's not like the cleaner wax. It's not going to scratch or swirl. These are actually very environmentally friendly. They even guarantee the performance. And this particular brand, Optimum, has a patented UV protection formula. So for the spray waxes, I believe this is the only spray wax on the market with patented UV protection like that. So, is a spray wax the best wax? Yes and no. So yes, for the fact that it is extraordinarily easy to apply a spray wax. You can either dry it off, you can wash it, spray the wax on, and dry your RV down with the wax. Take a second towel and kind of buff away a little bit of the wax residue that's left behind. So it's extremely easy. You could even spray it onto like a quickie mop type deal and mop it up and down the RV. So they're extremely easy to apply to the surface in comparison to a cleaner wax, a liquid wax, something like that. So in that respect, yes, it's wonderful, especially when we're talking about maintenance detailing. When you're doing a maintenance wash and wax on an RV, they're extremely handy, because you'll have your base layer protection, your ceramic coating, or your silica sealant, or just maybe your normal spray sealant, or whatever the case may be, whatever your strongest layer protection is that lays that foundation. A spray wax will not only help maintain that by providing an extra layer of protection to increase the durability of the primary layer protection, but it's also going to put a lot of gloss on there and gloss it up a little bit more than what that sealant or ceramic may be doing for you currently. It's going to add even more of a depth to it. So to break all that down, yes, spray waxes absolutely are at the top of the list for the best waxes for your RVs, because they're extremely easy to use. If you buy a good solid quality one, I think this gallon here is about $50 on Amazon, so it's a little pricey, but it is made by a very reputable, trustworthy company, and it will last much longer than your normal spray waxes. Some spray waxes you buy on the market really only last a week, maybe 2 or so, up to a month in some cases. But yeah, they truly vary. So if you do use a spray wax, you do want to get something like this, Optimum's car wax, that will last several months. And again, these claims, what the manufacturers tell you is the durability does vary depending upon how well you maintain it. So if I left it, you know, my fifth wheel baking out here in the sun, it got rained on and I never washed it, pulled it from here to Panama City and back, didn't wash it off, obviously you're going to hinder the durability of it, just like anything else. You know, same thing. So yes, they're great, they're at the top of the list. Get a premium quality wax and it's going to look amazing, and it's going to add a great deal of protection to your RV. So next we're going to talk about our liquid waxes. So these are very common. I've seen a lot of other detailers use liquid waxes, especially the cleaner wax liquid waxes. It does take a great deal more time than it would with a spray wax to apply, but depending on which ones you're using, you can get some extra added little benefits that make the extra time and work worth it. So this here, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. This is epoxy wax. It's a sealant. You would apply it with your buffer on a soft foam pad at a very low speed, and you would allow it to cure for about 30 or 45 minutes, and then you buff it back off, and they give you a 3 to 4 month durability range on that. That's how long you can usually see these last, and again, that will vary in the way that you maintain your RV. And then we have our liquid cleaner waxes. These are extremely popular in the RV world for waxing an RV. It does take a great deal more time. Usually if I'm doing like a 35-foot RV, a fifth wheel or so, it takes anywhere from 8 to 10 hours at one that size for a single step with this, and you know that's going to include getting it washed down, climbing up and down your ladder, buffing it off, those kinds of things. So it does take a good bit longer. It usually is a job for an entire day. But the benefit is you're going to get all of the cleaner wax abilities that we went over, so it's going to cut oxidation. And Meguiar's flagship, this premium cleaner wax, actually cuts a pretty good deal of oxidation away with just your dual action polisher and a foam pad. And you put this on, and any light layer of oxidation, it'll cut it right off. I've done it plenty of times with just the cleaner wax to remove light oxidation and bring it back to a new shine, and then it leaves behind the sealant, the wax, to protect it. They don't say on this packaging the kind of durability you'll see out of it. My assumption and the experience I've had using it, 3 to 4 months roughly, just like this epoxy wax. But just like any other wax, it's going to vary depending on how you maintain it, the conditions you expose it to. If it baked in the sun, you could cut it down to just a month of durability, especially in some of these 100-degree plus heats we get in Alabama. So as far as cleaner waxes being the best wax, yes, they're great. They're up at the top of the list. I'm going to put the cleaner wax below the spray wax just for the fact that if you buy a brand new RV, right, and you need to get it waxed up, I would use the spray wax here before I would use the cleaner wax, because you're using this to remove light layers of oxidation and some defects, okay? So our primary goal is to keep those from even happening. So fresh out the gate, you're going to want to put a ceramic on it. You're going to want to seal it up. You're going to want to get a little artificial layer of wax on top of that to prevent those, preferably stored in air-conditioned units or under a pole barn with walls. That would be the best thing. So I'm not going to rank this one at the top of the list just for the fact that it does take a very long time. You do need some skill and some understanding of how it works, because you're going to have to run a powered polisher, rotary or dual action, and you're going to have to know, okay, how do I do my passes, how much of the product to use, how many pads, how often do I need to clean it off. You got to know how to prep the surface for the polishing, different things like that that make it a little bit more intricate. So for the common person, a cleaner wax like this, it's not going to be your best choice. If your RV is already oxidized, you could learn to do it. If it's severely oxidized, then you're going to need to get a professional out, because there's just too many variables, too many things that could go wrong. So I'm going to put this 3 or 4 on, in line there. They're good, they're great, they're good. They do awesome things for what they're meant to be used for, but for the ease of use, the longevity, not the best. So now we're going to move up. These are our spray sealants here. And again, a lot of people think, well, if it's sprayed out of a bottle like that, it can't possibly provide that great of protection. We already beat that myth when we're talking about the spray wax, but these sealants are a whole nother level above your normal spray waxes. So this is a big favorite of mine. I use this all the time on everything: wheels, paint, trim, windows, leather seats, everything, AC units, rubber seals, vinyl, absolutely everything you can think of, this will protect it and will do a great job of it. And it's fairly economical. The bottles are usually about $35 retail, I believe. You can probably coat your RV 2-3 times maybe with this. Just really just depends. But they provide a great deal of protection in comparison to your spray wax. So I would say with these, you're going to get roughly anywhere from 4 to 6 months of durability, and it's not going to burn up in the heat as much. It's going to be able to withstand much more contamination, so bug, acid, road grime, different types of pollution. This isn't as susceptible to that. It will withstand it much more, mainly for the fact that it is synthetically made by chemists. Bill Nye the Science Guy is in the lab putting this together specifically to withstand much more than your normal wax. So this would be the next step up from your spray wax. The ease of use is equal, if not better. I like this particular bottle because it's real easy. You can throw it in your pocket, pull it out, use it fairly simple, and there's not residue to buff away. Sometimes you will get high spots from a sealant, and a lot of times they will flash. If they don't flash away, it's just a light wipe and it's gone. So I'd say these are even a little bit more easy to use than a wax because it's not going to require a whole lot of buffing away, if any at all, and it actually will soak up water, help it disappear. I think they have some kind of level of alcohol inside of it that helps it dry it away. So great stuff. I'm going to put this probably at a 3 on the scale. This would be my number 2. So this is a spray sealant as well, but it is it has silica in it. So, or silica oxide, I believe. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. SiO2 is the chemical little symbol for it. But anyways, so it has a lot of properties of a ceramic coating, minus the durability. It's not going to last several years, and it's not as hard. So ceramic coatings are extremely hard. This would not be, but it does possess a lot of the same benefits as a ceramic coating. And the really cool thing is this is just as easy to apply as your spray sealant. The only extra difficulty is you got to wait a little bit longer and let it flash and then kind of level it out. You usually need 2 towels. With this, a lot of times you can use just one. And the product is a bit thicker, so sometimes your applicators will need to be flipped. Your microfiber towels will need to be changed just because they're going to get clogged up sometimes, especially when you're doing something 45 feet long with this. But you'll see a durability. They give a 4 to 8 month durability, so that's already 2 months higher than what you're going to see out of this, and 3 months higher than what they claim at the top end for this. But this is going to be much more hydrophobic. It's going to be more resistant than a wax for certain. It's going to be more resistant than your normal spray sealants to the heat, to UV rays, to road grime, to bugs, to metals, to different kind of pollution, tar, sap, all of the things that plague our RVs. This won't be as susceptible to it. So I could certainly see getting the 8 months out of it, out in the sun, get every bit of your 6 months. Great sealant. The silica-based sealants are absolutely incredible. So that's why I would rank this as a 2. It's extraordinarily easy to apply, and it lasts a great deal longer. It looks incredible. Just an overall amazing product right next to our sealant, and it can also be topped with our spray wax to add a little bit of gloss and an extra layer of protection just to help us get the maximum durability out of our liquid crystal. Now for the Mac Daddy ultimate of all RV protection, our ceramic coatings. These are the best. It really doesn't even matter what you're coating. You could be coating your grill, your mirror, your truck, car, boat, your toilet, whatever it may be. This is the thing. There's a detailer in my area who actually ceramic coats guns, firearms. They can protect just about anything. The only thing you probably couldn't apply it to is water itself. So I've got two here. They're both G-Technic products. This is their C1 crystal lacquer, and then their EXO coating. This one here is an 18 to 24 month coating. That's the durability ranges they give on it, so a 2-year coating. And then we have our crystal lacquer that will last about 3 to 5 years. Usually when you're using these two, you're gonna layer them to get like ultimate protection, gloss, slickness, all the self-cleansing properties. The way it'll work, I'll pull out one of them and show you. So they come in small little bottles like this. Once they're opened, they do have an expiration date because they will crystallize inside your bottle. And they come with small little applicator pads. I do have other applicator pads that I buy to use because there's only like 4 of these in here. So when you're coating something massive, you really need to conserve the product and you need a bigger applicator because these will get beat up fairly quickly doing, you know, RVs. But you would need to really prep a surface. So you've got to do a wash, you've got to do a thorough decontamination, whether that be with a chemical or with a clay towel, a clay bar, whatever the case may be, and then do some polishing, some paint correction, some oxidation removal, whatever it may be. You need to get the surface to the state that you want it to be in before coating, because once this is on, it's on. So this one here would last 3 to 5 years is the durability of this, unless it was polished or wet sanded away. Very hard, very hard stuff here. And then we have our EXO over here. This is our 2-year. So this is generally how this would work. On the front cap of a fifth wheel, on the front cap of an RV, you know, it just gets plastered going down the road. It gets absolutely killed with everything. And so you really got to protect that as best as you can. So I would always stack these. I always would recommend stacking these two. So you would apply this first layer of your crystal lacquer and allow it to cure and to harden. And then you would top it with 2 coats of your EXO, of our 2-year coating. And so what that's going to do is we're going to lay down this super hard layer of our crystal lacquer that lasts 3 to 5 years. It's going to be extremely scratch resistant, mold resistant, and super easy to clean. They possess self-cleansing properties that kind of push away anything sticking to the surface. Essentially that's what they're doing, making it really easy to clean bugs, road film, grime off. And then we're going to top it with that 2-year coating just to add that extra barrier, that extra hydrophobic layer to ensure we get maximum durability out of our crystal lacquer. And it adds a great deal of shine to it. And just like all of these other products I talked about, it can be topped with your spray wax for just extra durability, extra gloss, extra little peace of mind. And so these definitely rank at number 1 on the ultimate protection for your RV. Absolutely remarkable products. This is just the epitome of complete innovation and growth in the detail industry, coming from these tin can paste waxes you have to apply with a foam pad by hand with about 3 to 4 weeks of durability, to the same sort of deal, just for several years of durability out of these. Absolutely incredible stuff. So I'll kind of recap you again. So number 1 on the list is our ceramic coatings. They are absolutely the best. You put these on, you're not going to have to wax it again. It's going to be extraordinarily easy to clean, difficult to scratch. Things come right off of it. Absolutely incredible. Top of the list. Number 2, we're going to have our liquid crystal, our silica-based sealants. Have a lot of the same properties as our ceramic coatings, minus they're not as hard. They don't last quite as long. Get about 4 to 8 months of durability out of it. Absolutely incredible. Number 3 on the list, we're going to have our spray sealants, just our general spray sealants. They're not going to contain any silica. Get about a 4 to 6 month durability or so out of it. Absolutely phenomenal product, really easy to use. Number 4, we're going to give that to the spray wax, especially the premium grade spray waxes that have a much longer durability, much higher protective capabilities than your general spray waxes. And then next we'll have our cleaner waxes, our liquid waxes that'll be applied by a buffer. Now, again, in the case that there is some light oxidation, this cleaner wax obviously will beat out all of these others. But if you're really looking for the ultimate protection, you would use this cleaner wax to remove some light oxidation, strip off the wax that's left behind, and then coat it with something else to really protect it. And then at the very bottom of the list, I think we just went through 5. I'm gonna put this at like 99. I would really rather use anything else to protect an RV than these hard tin can paste waxes. I would rather rub coconut oil and frying pan grease or something like that on there to shine it up and protect it, because these are absolutely a pain and they just don't provide the durability. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what's the best, what you can expect to talk to a detailer about applying to your RV. Maybe you can figure out which one of these is best for you in your particular situation. If you just purchased a brand new RV, getting it ceramic coated, getting it topped with a liquid crystal, and maybe glossed up with a spray wax could be the perfect combination for you. Maybe you have one that's a few years old, 3 to 5 years old. It's starting to get a light layer of oxidation. You don't want to let it get too bad, let it get too chalky. So you're going to have it hit with a cleaner wax. It's going to provide you a few months of protection, get you a-okay. Or maybe it's a couple of years old, or it could be new and you just don't want to go quite as high on the durability. Maybe you're not keeping it for as long. You're planning to trade up, something like that. You can get it hit with either one of your spray sealants or your liquid crystal, or perhaps you're just getting yours maintained. You do a lot of your work yourself. You want a detailer to come out, do a quick maintenance, wash and wax on it, upkeep whatever you've done to it. Your spray wax would be the way to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I've helped to answer a great deal of your questions. If you have any more, feel free to reach out to me at christian@myawesomedetailer.net, or give me a call or text anytime you feel like at 334-377-0123. Stop by our Facebook page, facebook.com/myawesomedetailer, and facebook.com/myawesomedetailer. That's right, or /myawesomethetailer. Anyways, so yeah, here's all your best waxes. There's a little bit of information. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.